Histories.
Now convincing the world that their view's absurd is much more harder in practice. That our planet spins this way and also spins that way. My critics, they call me eccentric, but haters be hating while I'll be creating my model that's heliocentric. The earth spins round, the sun right round, not the other way round, round. Not in a circle, Kepler bound, goes elliptically round. Discovering Jupiter's formulas refuted the formerly mooted Ptolemy. Through my telescope, the Pope said, "Dope, what is this wild new astronomy?" Try to make me recant, I said that I shan't, because there was proof I had tested. Cause that was my view, but what could I do? It actually got me arrested. The earth spins round, the sun right round, not the other way round, round. Not in a circle, Kepler bound, goes elliptically round. The panic world is mechanical, my laws of motion all work without flaws. I made science seem much less trickier in my previous with show of force. I've held that it's matter of fact that all matter attracts. Let's break it down rationally. That the sun pulls the earth, pulls the moon, pulls the sea, even me. Yeah, that's gravity. The earth spins round, the sun right round, not the other way round, Earth spins round, the sun around, not the other way round. Gravity keeps us on the ground, means the sun will like the round.
Troublesome 20th century.
Hello and welcome to the news at When, around 70 years ago, when the United States of America and the Soviet Union, centered around modern-day Russia, decided to try and settle the growing argument over who was superior in a way that was quite literally out of this world. Here with more details on this starry story is our very own space cadet Bob Hale with the Space Race Report. Bob.
Thank you, Sam. Well, the year is 1945, World War II has just ended, and after years of having to be battle buddies, America and the Soviet Union can now finally embrace the fact that they don't much like each other. You see, these two superpowers run their countries in very different ways, called chalk and cheese. Communism and capitalism. So have grown to distrust each other intensely. But luckily, both of them captured some of the German rocket scientists who built Hitler's wartime missiles, which suggests a rather exciting way to settle which superpower is best. Rocket-back jousting. No? Okay, then how about using missile technology to put a man into space? Yes, the space race is on with an early lead going to America, who, to find out if it's possible for living creatures to survive space travel, start firing monkey stocks, bison, rhinos into outer space, though not rhinos. And with the Soviets following suit, soon loads of animals are sent off into starry skies, with many of them never coming back. I guess they liked it up there, or what? Oh, right. Rest in peace, guys. Anyway, now the race really starts hotting up as both sides rush towards the next major milestone, putting a man-made craft into orbit around the Earth, with the points this time going to the Soviets! Yes, in 1957, Sputnik 1, a radio beacon the size of a beach ball, becomes the thank you. Really helpful, honestly. Yes, Sputnik becomes the first ever satellite, but America's not far behind. And in 1958, they launch Explorer 1, which is about the size of a grapefruit. Don't even think about it. And while it's even-Steven score-wise, the Soviets are now on a roll. They send an unmanned rocket right around the moon, launch a probe to photograph its surface, and in 1961, after successful tests using a dummy, yes, very funny, Russia's Yuri Gagarin becomes the first ever man in space, and America starts getting pretty sick of second place. So, in 1961, US President John F. Kennedy announces that America will attempt the impossible, to put a man on the moon. Not because it is easy, but because it is hard. The exact same reason why I keep trying to set the clock on my oven. So, a new series of rockets known as the Apollo program are dedicated to the moon landing. But disaster strikes when a fire during launch simulation kills the crew of Apollo 1, meaning Apollos 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 become unmanned flights to perfect the design. Until finally, in 1968, the USA gets some badly needed points when the crew of Apollo 8 become the first men in history to orbit the moon. And just 1 year later, America is finally ready to do what mankind has always dreamt of, teaching a pig to tap dance. Huh? Oh, moon landing. That makes more sense with all of this. I see. No, fine. So, Michael Collins, Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong climb aboard Apollo 11 with the aim of beating the Soviets once and for all. Their mission is simple. Fly to the moon, land on the moon, walk on the moon, leave the moon, fly home, and Bob's your uncle, though only if you're my nephews. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Well, since the navigation computer was about as powerful as a chip inside a modern toaster, I'd say pretty much anything. But the date's been set, the cameras are primed, and the eyes of the world watch with bated breath, which is difficult for eyes, as on July the 20th, 1969, the Lunar Module Eagle separates from the Command Module Columbia and lands on the moon! Yes, the space race is finally won! A scoreboard-shattering victory to the US of A as Neil Armstrong takes one small step for man and one giant leap for mankind. The Soviets accept defeat, wave goodbye to a moon they never reached, and turn their attentions to building space stations, leaving America to build a moon colony with a burger bar and a coffee shop, right? Wrong! In fact, only 12 people ever set foot on the moon, and no one's been there since 1972. A tragic oversight that I'm going to rectify right now. Yes, it's time to take one small step for Bob Hale, but one giant leap for the good people at Bob Hale Space Rocket Industries. Goodbye, Sam. I've always loved you. Will you wait for me?
No.
Well, I'm not going then. Fine.
Interesting. But that's not what's supposed to happen.
Darling, I don't want to worry you or anything, but I think you might be dead.
I don't think so, darling.
Well, this newspaper seems to think you aren't. It's always been very reliable in the past. Look, Dr. Alfred Nobel, the Swedish chemist and inventor of dynamite, died yesterday in the French resort of Cannes.
Let me see that. Good grief, it does say I'm dead. Look what they're calling me here, the Merchant of Death. It says here, Dr. Alfred Nobel became rich by finding ways to kill more people even faster than ever before. Honestly, by reading this, you'd think that just because I'd invented dynamite, I am personally responsible for the death of thousands of people. I mean, honestly, have you ever heard such nonsense? I said, have you ever heard such rubbish? Sophie, if you have something to say...
Well, you did invent what is, at this point in time, the most powerful explosive on Earth. And it has gone on to kill thousands and thousands of people.
What's your point?
All I'm saying is you have to accept when people hear the word Nobel, they're always going to think of dynamite.
Knew I should have called it Nobel's safety powder. I mean, do you really think that when I actually do go, this is how I'll be remembered?
Oh, sweetheart, of course it is. My furry-cheeked little death merchant.
Well, not if I can help it. I shall reinvent my own image.
What?
I shall use my massive fortune to establish a special prize. One that rewards positive human endeavors in the pursuit of peace. So that when I do die, I won't just be linked to explosives. And I, Alfred Nobel, will call this special peace prize... Prizamite.
Darling, why don't you call it the Nobel Peace Prize?
I love you, darling, but you have absolutely no idea when it comes to marketing. Tea?
Certainly.
The Soviet Russians were way ahead of our American Apollo space program, and we needed to up our game. So we invested in some incredibly powerful computers that could calculate the complicated mathematics needed to get manned rockets to the moon and back. But these computers were kind of different to the ones you're thinking of.
When you're planning to put a man on the moon, you need a computer that can do high-speed, complex calculations and precise rocket trajectories. You need the latest technology from NASA. Just ask the experts.
Hi, Buzz Aldrin, astronaut. We rocket jockeys don't know much about computers, but this is one computer I trust. And I know the future when I see it.
The future of computers is now. The future is I, Katherine Johnson.
Welcome to me, Katherine Johnson, NASA computer. Tell Buzz if he uses these settings, he's gonna hit the sun.
Sorry, where do I plug in the keyboard?
Well, I'm not that kind of computer. Computer is my job title.
Oh, so you don't work out complex algorithms and baffling calculations at super high speeds?
Well, I guess I am that kind of computer.
Great. So where do I plug in the keyboard?
The I, Katherine Johnson, putting the person in personal computing.
Don't you even think about it.
Those stairs are killing me. There's got to be an easier way.
I can't make any sense of this book you've written, Ishmael. It's just a list of words.
That's because it's a dictionary.
What's a dictionary?
Look it up.
A dictionary. A book that gives the correct definition of words. Oh, I see. Very original.
Of course it's original. I, Ishmael al-Jawari, am a great pioneer.
Pioneer? What's... Oh no, don't tell me. Look it up. One who achieves or discovers something for the first time.
Indeed. Yesterday it was the dictionary. Today I master human aviation!
Aviation? Right, okay, just bear with me. Aviation, the science of flight. Give me another. Okay, well that'll be somewhere near the beginning. No, it's not here. Splat. Right, okay. Oh yes, that's here. The sound made by a soft object on impact with a hard surface. Oh, this book's great, Ishmael. Ishmael?
Humankind's curiosity next turned to the stars. And one of the bravest explorers of all was the astronaut Alan Shepard, the first American to travel into space. I just hope he didn't forget to do something before he set off.
Readouts are at 100% efficiency.
The sensors in a spacesuit are all working.
Guys. We are going to learn so much about how the human body copes in outer space.
Houston, we have a problem. Sorry, guys, I'm going to have to interrupt you here.
Hang on, Alan. Won't be long now.
Now, all the electrodes are still attached to his body, correct?
See, when we first talked about this whole going into space caboodle, we said it was gonna take 15 minutes, so, I got a bit of a situation in the bladder department.
Yeah, Alan, that's right. We had to delay because of the weather, but we should be ready to launch soon, so just, sit tight.
Sit tight, that is great advice. Thank you, Phil. But you see, the thing is, I didn't think it'd take this long, so, I didn't go.
Sorry, go where?
To the little astronaut's room.
You want to go to the bathroom?
I really need the toilet. I mean, heavens to Betsy, I've been in here for 5 hours.
Look, we can't stop the mission now, Alan, so just think of something. You're an astronaut.
10, Final checks, all 27 readouts working perfectly.
6.
No, what's going on?
No, the suit's sensors are short-circuited.
Alan, I don't know how to tell you this, but we've had a malfunction, so you might have to abort.
Well,
Alan, did you go pee-pee?
Okay, you guys. I am ready for takeoff.
Mr. Shepard and Russian Yuri Gagarin were the first men in space. But I've discovered something that makes me feel better about not finding L Double Gloucester. Because 2 whole years before, a rat called Hector got there first in a French rocket. And that is 100% accurate. Of course, exploring wasn't just about brave men and brave rats. Many female explorers have pushed the boundaries of human discovery too. They just don't make such a song and dance about it. Well, till now.
Those darn Germans are pushing us hard. We need something new to take the fight back to the Nazis.
Well, this young chap here has apparently come up with some new kind of missile technology. Could be just what we need. Yeah. Show us what you got, son.
Thank you. So, my associate and I have developed a technique to prevent the enemy from jamming the radio signals on our torpedoes.
You know who you look like?
I'm sorry?
That famous Hollywood actress. What's her name? Hedy Lamarr.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm she.
No way!
Oh, man!
He likes you.
No, I don't.
You do. Don't be shy. I like you.
Me too.
Most flattering. Anyway, back to my invention. The problem with the existing torpedo...
Yeah. Why are you doing that accent?
I was born in Austria, but I am here because I have invented something that might help us win the war.
Are we in a movie right now?
No! And unless you would like to be in a movie called How We Lost the War, I recommend you listen. The frequency hopping secret communication system I propose...
I think I might propose in a minute.
Me too.
Will you please listen? The frequency of the signal constantly changes so
It's incredible. I almost believe you actually know what you're talking about.
I do know what I'm talking about.
Diva alert.
Gentlemen, you are imbeciles. Good day.
Miss Lamarr. Do you think I could be an actor? That's a yes.
Oh, great exit.
Houston, this is Apollo 10. We are now orbiting the moon in a distance of 8.4 nautical miles.
Commander, the instruments are picking something up. It's pretty close by.
What? An asteroid?
This thing's made of organic matter. Guys, it's 10 feet away.
I can't see it. Where is it?
8 feet.
I've sealed all the airlocks.
5 feet.
Guys, I don't want to worry you, but it's inside the ship.
I don't want to die!
Sensors are reading high levels of carbon, water, and sweet corn.
I have a visual.
What is it, Captain Cernan?
It's a number 2, sir.
This is no time to talk in code, Cernan.
It's a brown dwarf, a pooper nova, sticky space invader. It's a big poo!
Get it away from me!
Apollo 10, is everything okay?
Houston, we have a problem. There's a poo-poo floating in the cockpit.
I think there's a problem with the communication system. It sounded like you said there's a poo-poo floating in the cockpit.
No, that's what I said. Someone clearly left this hatch on their spacesuit open.
Don't blow it here.
Well, you're on your own with that, Apollo 10. There's nothing we can do about that from here.
Okay, Young. Catch it in a napkin.
Why me? I didn't do it. Doesn't look like one of mine.
Young, this is an order.
Small poo for man, one giant catch for mankind.
Definitely one for the captain's log, sir.
Horrible history.